Good afternoon, ICSID 2007 Congress members. My name is Stephen Allard. I apologize for not being able to be there in San Francisco with you today. I'm in Shanghai, China right now, working with a client, and just couldn't get on a plane and be there to present in person. So, through this wonderful technology that we now have with YouTube, I hope to explain the relevant points of my paper titled Globalized Economics Drives New Education Methods. There's two parts to my paper. One is the observation of current globalized economics and how the effect of globalization has taken over and touched virtually every business out there, from the large Fortune 100 corporation on down to the small business, especially the small and medium-sized enterprises out there that are really able to leverage the benefits of globalization. I spent a number of years as an instructor at the Academy of Art University there in San Francisco, and got the opportunity to teach at a number of levels in the industrial design department of undergraduate and graduate level instruction. And in 2004, we did a sponsored project with Samsung in South Korea as part of the Samsung Design Membership program, which is sponsored by Samsung every year, that allows university students from a number of universities to come together in Korea and think about the future of whatever Samsung is interested at that moment in time. In this case, we explored self-expression and mobile communication. So, globalized economics is driven by consumer spending. And at the heart of growth and globalization is central banking. And declining consumer spending and increased debt level affects the way economies grow. We all know that. So the U.S. right now is leading the world in consumer debt, among other types of debt, corporate debt, especially government debt. So this has gotten the attention of the finance industry, the investment community. In 2004, former U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan came out with a statement with his concern about how U.S. households in particular had rising debt levels, and he was concerned about growth due to declining consumer spending due to this increased debt level. And anybody that follows the financial pages and what goes on in the banking world knows that right now the U.S. is faced with this mortgage crisis that has had ripples around the globe. And interest rates have doubled, tripled, even quadrupled just in the past 3 months. So this acts as a clamp towards consumer spending. And if you're an investment banker on a global level, why would you invest in more economic growth in the U.S. when the consumers that make up that economy are strapped with debt and are losing their confidence in spending more money? So what has happened is there's been a refocus in this particular community and over here in China, including India, and the rapidly growing area of Asia, where growth rates exceed 12, sometimes 13% a year. That same investment capital is over here now, building more buildings, creating more businesses, expanding the economy, growing the educational institutions, and creating, in the end, more designers through these institutions, among other types of consumers. It's all about consumers, and how do you create people to fill the homes that are built, that are bought on spec by the investment community. So this has a large impact on how designers need to be trained and how they need to think and perform their special talents not only in their home country, or in fact if they've gone overseas to train. The sensitivity level of a designer towards other cultures is at the heart of new design education. So what does this mean for design education now and in the future? Any design education offering a degree in product design, graphic design, architecture, even city planning, does itself a disservice without involving its students in corporate sponsorship and cross-cultural training. Now, getting back to the Samsung project I mentioned earlier, this particular sponsored project was unlike one that I'd ever been involved with, in that Samsung has taken it upon itself to generate what looked to be a finishing school in Seoul, where they selected from over 20 design programs in and around Seoul a number of students to come and participate in the Samsung Design Membership Program, and that included every year selecting 2 or 3 other universities from around the world to collaborate on ideas. And in 2004, Academy of Art University, along with Chiba University in Japan, and Kunstfack in Sweden, all converged and were invited to participate in this project. And what made this project unlike any other sponsored project that I've been involved with before was the amount of globalized cross-cultural exposure for all the students. They were able to see how each other thinks. They were able to see what was valued in their culture. They were able to see what technology was hot and what was being talked about in each other's economy and each other's culture. And even there was a situation where the Academy of Art University and its counterparts in Seoul did something rather unique in they both researched each other's prospective market to apply new communication and self-expression concepts to the specific sector of inline skating. And as a result, the research that came back from San Francisco and the research that came back from Seoul was drastically different in terms of the application of inline skating as a local sport in each culture. So what was novel was each research package was shared with the other design team in the other countries. So Seoul's research went to San Francisco, and San Francisco's research went over to Seoul. And based on that data set, the designer students set to work designing concepts and products for their counterparts' market. And this is the kind of cross-cultural understanding that is extremely beneficial from this kind of corporate sponsorship and advanced university collaboration project that I've ever seen before. So, as investment capital moves itself rapidly around the world and goes towards markets that are developing where labor is cheap and infrastructure is easy to deploy, and the creation of a consumer market is easy to do and quick to do, designers will need to go there and augment that process. Additionally, raising the awareness of how the globalized world of business operates and how and why capital goes to a specific area in order to develop and achieve a return for its investors will need to be understood by the designer in the early stages of conceptual development. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you. And I also hope that while you're there in San Francisco, you're able to get out and see some of the sights. I highly recommend a walk along Christie Field, and if you're up to it, extend that on up over the Golden Gate Bridge for a memory that will stay with you for the rest of your life. So again, my name is Steve Allard, and have a happy globalized future. Cheers.